Welcome back to Pensioners Corner, the place where we keep you informed about everything that matters for people in retirement or approaching retirement age. Today's video covers one of the most important updates for pensioners across the United Kingdom: the winter fuel payment. This benefit provides extra financial help for heating costs during the colder months, and it is especially important as energy prices and household bills continue to impact many people's budgets. The Department for Work and Pensions, often referred to as the DWP, has confirmed all the details for this year's scheme. That means we now know who will qualify, how much they will receive, when the payments will be made, and how to claim if you are not paid automatically. In this video, I will take you through everything step by step, so you can understand what applies to your situation and what action, if any, you may need to take. First, let's begin with the basics. The winter fuel payment is a tax-free payment made to people who are over the state pension age. It is designed to help with the cost of heating your home during winter, when expenses typically rise. Most people who are eligible do not need to do anything to receive it. The payment is normally made automatically, but there are some exceptions, and we'll cover those shortly. For winter 2025-2026, the DWP has set clear dates for claims and eligibility. If you need to apply by post, applications open on 15 September 2025. If you prefer to claim over the phone, that option will be available starting 15 October 2025. This staggered approach helps the system manage demand and process applications smoothly. The final date to submit an application for this winter is 31 March 2026. Missing this deadline means you will not be able to receive the payment for that period, so make sure you mark it on your calendar if you need to claim. Now, how many people will benefit? According to the UK government, around 9 million pensioners in England and Wales will automatically receive the winter fuel payment this year. In Scotland, where welfare powers operate slightly differently, eligible pensioners will receive a separate payment, but the principle remains the same: supporting older people with heating costs. Eligibility is determined by your date of birth. For this year, you must have been born on or before 22 September 1959. If you meet that requirement, you could receive between £100 and £300, depending on your exact age and living circumstances. The DWP will write to you in October or November, explaining how much you will receive and when the money will be paid into your account. Most payments are processed automatically during November and December. There are two main groups of people who may need to claim rather than being paid automatically. The first group includes those who have never received a winter fuel payment before. The second group includes those who have deferred their state pension since their last payment. If you are in either of these situations, you need to make a claim either by post or by phone. It's very important to be aware of scams. The DWP has already issued warnings about fraudulent messages, especially text messages or emails claiming you need to click a link to apply or call an unofficial number. These are scams designed to trick people into giving away personal information. If you receive such a message, do not click the link and do not provide any details. The only way to apply is through the official channels provided by the DWP. Now, let's look more closely at the qualifying rules. To receive the winter fuel payment, you must live in England or Wales and meet the age requirement. However, there are situations where you will not qualify. For example, if you live outside England and Wales, you are generally not eligible. You also won't qualify if you were in hospital receiving free treatment for the entire qualifying week, which is from 15 to 21 September 2025, and also for the same week in the previous year. Similarly, if you require permission to enter the UK and your immigration status prevents you from claiming public funds, you cannot receive the payment. Finally, you are not eligible if you were in prison for the whole qualifying week. What about care home residents? If you live in a care home, you may still qualify, but there are additional rules. If you have been living in a care home since 23 June 2025 or earlier and you receive benefits such as universal credit, pension credit, income support, income-based job seekers allowance, or income-related employment and support allowance, then you will not be eligible for the winter fuel payment. When it comes to the payment itself, the amount you receive depends on your circumstances. Let's break it down. If you live alone, or if no one you live with is eligible, you will get either £200 if you were born between 22 September 1945 and 21 September 1959, or £300 if you were born before 22 September 1945. If you live with someone else who is also eligible, the situation changes. If neither of you receives benefits, the payment is divided differently. For example, if both of you were born between 22 September 1945 and 21 September 1959, you will each receive £100. If one of you was born before 22 September 1945, the amounts adjust so that one of you receives more. The idea is to make sure the household receives the right level of support without overpaying. If you live with someone else who is eligible and you do receive one of the main benefits, such as pension credit or universal credit, then you may receive a higher payment of £200 or £300, depending on your age. It's worth noting that the winter fuel payment is tax-free, but if your total income exceeds £35,000, HMRC will recover the payment through pay or your self-assessment tax return. This is an important detail for those who continue to have higher earnings in retirement. Most people will receive their money automatically in November or December. The DWP will write to you beforehand to confirm how much you will get and which account it will be paid into. It will usually be the same account where your state pension or other benefits are deposited. If the money has not arrived by 28 January 2026, you should contact the Winter Fuel Payment Center to follow up. You also have the option to opt out if you decide you no longer want to receive the winter fuel payment. Some people choose this for personal reasons, especially if they do not need the extra support. To opt out, you must complete the official form by 14 September 2025 or call the helpline before 6 p.m. on 12 September 2025. The qualifying week is particularly important. That week, from 15 to 21 September 2025, is the period the DWP uses to check your circumstances such as your age, where you live, and who you live with. The amount you receive is directly tied to your situation during that week. Another key point is that receiving the winter fuel payment will not affect your entitlement to other benefits. It is a separate payment and does not reduce your state pension, pension credit, or any other form of financial support. For many pensioners, this payment represents an essential contribution toward the rising costs of energy. Even though the amount may vary, having between £100 and £300 extra during the winter months can make a real difference when it comes to heating the home and staying comfortable. At Pensioners Corner, we believe it's important not just to know the rules, but also to understand how they apply to you personally. For instance, if you are born before 22 September 1945, you will always receive the higher rate. If you live alone, that means £300. If you live with another eligible person, the payment will be divided differently, but you will still benefit from the support. Equally, if you are in a care home or receiving certain benefits, the payment may be reduced or unavailable. These rules can feel complicated, but the DWP letters should make everything clear in your case. If you are unsure, the safest option is to check the official guidance on gov.uk or call the helpline. Fraud is unfortunately an issue that continues to affect pensioners. The DWP has made it clear, it will never send you a text or an email with a link to claim your winter fuel payment. Any such message is a scam. Always delete it and, if necessary, report it. Protecting your personal information is crucial. Let's recap the key dates once more. If you need to apply by post, you can do so from 15 September 2025. If you prefer to apply by phone, that option is available from 15 October 2025. The final date for applications is 31 March 2026. Payments will be made automatically for most people in November and December, and you should receive a letter confirming the details before the money is deposited. If the payment is not made by 28 January 2026, contact the Winter Fuel Payment Center for help. Overall, the winter fuel payment remains a vital part of the UK's support system for older people. It provides additional financial assistance at a time when it is most needed. While the rules can appear complex, the key is to check your circumstances, wait for your letter, and, if necessary, make a claim through the official channels. At Pensioners Corner, our goal is to help you stay informed so you can manage your retirement years with confidence. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you never miss an update on pensions, benefits, and other important topics for retirees.